Fine. So there are 5 students as of now. So today's class is very important concept. We will discuss about the important aspects of functions and arrays. Okay. So in simple words, we will also understand the important points that you have to keep in mind when you are answering those questions in the external theory exams. Okay, and the steps that you have to follow for any of those topics that comes under functions as well as in one-dimensional arrays and two-dimensional matrices. Okay, so I started recording, and there are 7 students. If I am correct, there are 7 students. Okay, so you take the chat box, drop your roll number so that I can consolidate as the attendance. Is my voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So drop your roll numbers in the chat box. Okay. Who is 34? Who is 34?
Ganesh, sir.
Sir,
Ganesh,
Sai
Ganesh.
Sai
Ganesh.
Ganesh.
Okay. Okay. Sankirtan also has joined. Okay. So drop your roll number in the chat box so that I can consolidate the attendance. Okay. So today also what we will do is we will go through unit 2 as well as unit 3. Okay. So shall I start? And please be interactive. Always please be interactive. You can unmute your microphone and then you can talk to me. Okay. So today we will understand what are the important aspects when you are dealing with the questions that are pertaining to functions. Okay, which is a part of unit 2 and also arrays. Right. So in the first half we will deal about the functions, and in functions we will see what are the yeah, I think Sandhya has joined. Now, if I am correct, the list of absentees are there are 6 more absentees. Seven students are absent. I think. Okay. Anyway, those who have joined, drop your roll numbers on the chat box so that I can consolidate the list of attendance. Okay. Sandhya, am I audible? Can you able to hear me? Yes. Okay. And what about 138? Who is 138? Lokavikasa.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
134. 134. Who is 134? Yes. Who is 134? Ashwita. Okay. Fine. Okay. Then 170. Who is 170?
Tarun. Tarun, sir.
Taruna. Okay. Fine. Fine. So let us revise the concepts of functions, and also let us understand how to formulate the logics by using arrays. So these are the two important, very, very important. These are very important questions which will be very easy to score in your external exams. So as usual, I will not dig into the entire topic explanation. I'll initially display the list of questions, and we will directly address the solutions, or we will look into the technical concepts which are relevant or which are important to note, and which are important that you have to write in the answers, as the answers in the external exams, and also subsequently we will discuss the logics. Okay. right? So just go through the list of questions. First, am I audible? Can somebody come in? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So explain the importance of functions in programming. First, go through the questions once. Okay. So then differentiate call by value versus call by reference with a valid example. Next, define API. API is nothing but application program interface. Or define a module or define a function. Okay, and then what is a function call, what is a function declaration, and what is a function definition? How do you incorporate in a program? Next, define recursion. Write a recursive function to display 1 to 10 and from 10 to 1. Okay, then fifth is implement the following by using recursion. In that you have factorial of a number, Fibonacci series up to n terms, print the GCD and the LCM of given two numbers, and what are the different storage classes. Of course, this is mixed with functions and storage classes. Explain with examples. Then define scope. What are different scope rules? Explain with valid examples. Then define function communication, or what is context switching, or how does inter-process function communication works, or how does inter-function communication is achieved in programs, and then other programs by using functions. I think I'm getting some noise. Somebody's microphone is still on. I think it is 178. Yeah, now it is okay. Okay, so so I have tried to highlight the important questions that you have to focus. And if you know the questions of these nine points, where I mean nine questions, where the ninth one is about a program, leaving ninth one, you have eight. Eight is also is a subset of what one. So one or three or uh, eight. For both, you have to do the same answer. Okay, so are you following? Are you following? Explain the importance of functions in programming. What is a module? What is a function? Okay, so whether you are asked to write either question number 1 or question number 3 or question number 8, okay, you have to write a same answer. Am I clear? Please talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us understand the concepts of. Okay, so explain the importance of functions in programming. So what will you write? Explain the importance of functions in programming. Or what is the advantage of functions in programming? So using functions,
Allows a,
చెప్పండి.
it allows a larger problem to
Yeah,
smaller subtasks.
yeah, that is correct. So if you have a larger problem, if you have a larger computational problem, okay, so that larger computational problem, so if you have a very large problem, sorry, I am trying to elaborate. Wherever you think that the explanation is not required, you can stop. Okay. So if you have a large problem, like this, okay, so where typically you need to write very large code and it requires different internal sub functions or subtasks, then you can cut your large problem into smaller problems, and you can implement these smaller sub problems by using the concept of functions. Okay. Who is 138? Who is 138? And 162 also has joined. 162. 134. Who is 134? Harshita, kada? Is it Harshita? 134. 134. Yeah. Do you have a backlog in C? 134? Do you have a backlog in C? Oh, okay. Only lab. Fine. Okay. What about 162? What about 162? Okay, you have a backlog. Fine. Okay, no problem. Okay, so the advantage of functions is it is possible for a very large computational problem to decompose into smaller sub problems. You can identify this as problem 1 and then problem 2 and then problem 3 and then problem 4. Okay, so uh, as a implementation point of view, if you implement all these sub problems separately and if you start integrating into a large application, then the implementation becomes very easy. In other words, you have to write 2 important points for functions. One, for better implementation. Okay, which is achieved by decomposing a larger problem into a smaller sub problems and identifying the smaller sub problems or implementing the smaller sub problems separately and then integrating into a single application. So as a result, it addresses modularity. Okay, so this is called as module 1. So this is called as module 1. This is called as module 2. This is called as module 3. Okay. So this is called as module 4. So as a result, if you are getting any error, it is possible to identify where you are getting the error. For example, you are getting an error in module 3. It is easy for the coders to understand where the error is and then go to that specific module and correct the errors. Okay, so let me repeat. The first point that you have to write is modularity. Okay, I don't have a space here, so I'm just writing modularity. Okay, please మాట్లాడండి. Only when you talk I'll understand. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే మాడ్యులారిటీ. మాడ్యులారిటీ అంటే ఉన్న పెద్ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ని స్మాలర్గా చేస్తే దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ బి వెరీ ఈజీ ఫర్ అస్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ వేర్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈజ్ అండ్ దెన్ ఎక్కడైనా ఎర్రర్స్ వచ్చినా కూడా ఏ స్పెసిఫిక్ ఫంక్షన్లో ఏ స్పెసిఫిక్ మాడ్యూల్లో ఎర్రర్స్ వచ్చింది అనేది కూడా తెలుస్తుంది. కాబట్టి వీ హ్యావ్ టు యూస్ మాడ్యులారిటీ. ఐ హోప్ ఎవ్రీబడి నోస్ తెలుగు. టెల్ మీ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ నాట్ కంఫర్టబుల్ విత్ తెలుగు. ఓకే, నేను I'm switching between English and Telugu because for the better communication I'm just using it. Otherwise I'll explain only in English. Shall I proceed only with English? Because it will be better if you listen in English, because the terms you can memorize and you can write specifically the points which I am highlighting to write in the external theory examinations. Okay, so shall I use only English? Please talk to me. అందరూ మాట్లాడండి.
Okay, sir. ఏదైనా ఓకే
ఓకేనా? లేకపోతే తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్పమంటే అర్థం కాకపోతే నన్ను స్టాప్ అని చెప్పండి. స్టాప్ అని చెప్పి యూ ఆస్క్ మీ ది క్వశ్చన్స్.
ఓకే సార్
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
Okay.
if a question is asked, which I have said either 1 or 3 or 8, first point you have to write is modularity. Okay, so what do you mean by modularity? If there is a larger problem, draw a diagram like this. If there is a problem like this, which is a very large problem, this large problem can be, if it is possible to decompose that into smaller modules, then implementing these smaller modules will be much more easy, and then integrating this, okay, and then keeping this into a large problem which becomes as a single solution will be easy than implementing a one person to code everything. Okay, so this is modularity law, first point, A. What is A? You are implementing multiple modules. Okay, then what is the second point? Second point is, if there is an error at a specific module, it is possible to identify where the error is. మాడ్యూల్ 3లో ఎర్రర్ ఉందా, మాడ్యూల్ 4లో ఎర్రర్ ఉందా అనేది మనకి ఈజీగా తెలిసిపోతుంది. అదే మొత్తం కోడ్ అంతా ఒకటే మాడ్యూల్లో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసావా, దెన్ ఫస్ట్ లైన్ నుండి లాస్ట్ లైన్ వరకు నువ్వు కోడ్ చెక్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాలి. దట్ ఈస్ ఎ కంబర్సన్. ఓకే, so the second advantage is it will be very easy to test and identify the bugs. And third advantage is, these are all within the sub point of 1, okay, under modularity. The third advantage is it is possible to ask different engineers to code different modules. This can be coded by coder 1, this can be coded by coder 2, this can be coded by coder 3. Okay, so this can be coded by, let us say, coder 4, and probably a team leader can take all these codes and he will start integrating in the larger module. Okay, so this is the third point. So what are the main 3 points under modularity? First point is, it is very easy to implement a larger problem into smaller sub problems. That is first point. Second, if at all there are any errors which are happening in the entire program, it will be very easy to understand in which module you are getting that bug, and fixing the bug will be very easy. Then third point, every module can be asked to be coded by a specific individual coder, and a senior coder can integrate all these modules into a single application. So this is the advantage number 1. Now, what is the second advantage? The second advantage is, sometimes functions will become compulsory, because there could be some situations where you have to repeatedly use the code. Okay, so there could be situations where you have to repeatedly use the code. That means the second point is code reusability. ఈ 2 terms కంపల్సరీగా ఉండాలి. ఫంక్షన్స్ క్వశ్చన్ వస్తే మాడ్యులారిటీ అండ్ దెన్ కోడ్ రీయూజబిలిటీ అనేది కంపల్సరీగా ఉండాలి. ఓకే, సో వాట్ యూ మీన్ బై కోడ్ రీయూజబిలిటీ? ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ రైటింగ్ ద సెకండ్ పాయింట్ హియర్. ఓకే, సో సెకండ్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ కోడ్ రీయూజబిలిటీ. కోడ్ రీయూజ్. ఓకే, ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను. సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్, I want to find the topper in first course. Okay, so let us assume there are 6 courses. And I want to find the pass percentage. Let us take the pass percentage requirement. ఆ ఫస్ట్ కోర్సులో నాకు పాస్ పర్సెంటేజ్ రావాలి, ప్లస్ ఫస్ట్ కోర్సులో టాపర్ ఎవరు, ఇవి 2 కనుక్కోవాలి. ఓకే, సో దానికి ఒక కోడ్ రాస్తాం కదా, దానికి ఒక కోడ్ రాయాలి కదా. ప్లీజ్ మాట్లాడండి, మీరు గమ్మునుంటే నాకు చాలా ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంది.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
ఓకే సో 6 కోర్సెస్ ఉండి ప్రతి కోర్సులోనూ పాస్ పర్సంటేజ్ ఎంత ఫెయిల్ పర్సంటేజ్ ఎంత అంటే పాస్ పర్సంటేజ్ వస్తే ఫెయిల్ పర్సంటేజ్ వచ్చినట్టేలేండి సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద పాస్ పర్సంటేజ్ అండ్ విచ్ స్టూడెంట్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ ది హైయెస్ట్ మార్క్స్ అనేది ఫస్ట్ కోర్స్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ద సేమ్ కోడ్ ఆర్ ద సేమ్ లాజిక్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో రిక్వైర్డ్ ఫర్ ద సెకండ్ థర్డ్ కోర్స్ so asking the developer to write for 6 times that code is a nonsense code. Yes or no? So therefore it will be very efficient and it will be much more productive, or it will be very easy and it will be much more structured, it will be much more organized if you come up with a solution where you can reuse the code. Okay, arthamainda why we are studying function?
Yes, sir.
First concept is modularity, second point is code reusability. ఇవి రెండు ఉండాలి కంపల్సరీగా. ఏదో పిచ్చి పిచ్చిగా అయిపోయింది ఇక్కడ మొత్తం. అనోటేషన్ స్టాప్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే, సో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ అయిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ది అయిపోయింది, ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ అనేది చెప్పాను నేను ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే, సో అజ్యూమ్ దట్ యూ గాట్ ద సేమ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఫర్ లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ క్వశ్చన్. ఇంతవరకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసి వదిలేస్తే మార్క్స్ రావు, ఓన్లీ 1 మార్క్ వస్తుంది. మీకు ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేయాలో తెలిసింది కానీ ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలో తెలియదు కదా. కాబట్టి థర్డ్ది, వాట్ యూ మీన్ బై ఫంక్షన్ డిక్లరేషన్? ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఎట్లా రాస్తావు, ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ని సారీ ఆ ఫంక్షన్ని ఎలా యూజ్ చేసుకుంటావు, హౌ డు యూ జస్టిఫై దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు you are technically you know the concept of a function. Okay, so now let us understand the second aspect, that is how to do this modularity and how to achieve code reusability by using the concept of function. Okay, now what is the syntax? Okay, so first, what is the syntax? The syntax is, what is the syntax of writing a function? Okay, so the syntax is, I didn't unnecessarily prepare the slides because there is no point in bombarding all copy pasted content. Okay, so to the maximum extent I am trying to explain, okay, so that you can you need to understand the basic concepts, and once you understand it, then it will be very easy for you to use your own English and produce the answers. Okay, so that is the reason why I kept most of my slides very very minimal, and probably I'm discussing only the questions and without going too much in depth. Okay, so I'm just asking you to remember what are the things that you have to write in the exams so that you don't have a backlog. Okay, now second, how do you write the functions? So every function will have 3 things. Every function will have 3 things. One is called, first of all, what are the classifications of functions? Okay, so what are the classifications of functions? Functions are classified into 2 types. Functions already undi kada ikkada. So functions, they are classified as 2 types. Okay, so first type is the functions which are already available. Functions which are already available that comes as a part of your compiler. Okay, and second category is the functions which you can write by your own. Those are called as user defined functions. Okay, so annotation problem అయినట్టుంది ఇక్కడ. Okay, so first is called system built-in functions, and second is user defined functions. Okay, so what do you mean by system built-in functions? What do you mean by system built-in functions? Example?
Files.
Huh?
On your data.
Header, header files. Header files, sir.
Header
Stadia.h.
header header files అనేది ఫంక్షన్స్ కాదు కదా. హెడర్ ఫైల్స్ అనేది ఆ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయో చెప్తున్నావు.
Yes, sir.
ఫంక్షన్స్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఏంటి? సిఎల్ఆర్, ఎస్సిఆర్, గెట్ సిహెచ్,
Yes, sir.
తర్వాత
Yes.
ప్రింట్ ఎఫ్, స్కాన్ ఎఫ్, ఇవన్నీ స్టాండర్డ్ ఫంక్షన్స్. ఇవి మనం రాయట్లేదు, ఆల్రెడీ వచ్చేసాయి ఇవి. ఓకే, సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రింట్ ఎఫ్, స్కాన్ ఎఫ్, సిఎల్ఆర్, ఎస్సిఆర్, గెట్ సిహెచ్. Okay, so these are examples of already available system built-in functions. So you don't have to worry about the logics. You don't have to worry about the your own function definitions. What you have to concentrate is how to use the syntax and how to use these system built-in functions in your program. So what are the steps in order to use your system defined functions? Inside the program, there are two steps. One is you have to write hash include that file name .h. A functions ekkadaithe unnayo a file name .h rayali. Hash include file name .h, where hash include is called as a preprocessor include directive. This is step 1. Step 2 enti syntax. You have to strictly follow the syntax and use it in your program. That's it. So these are system built-in functions. So what are the different classifications of functions? The first classification clear in the system built-in functions. Now
Yes.
let us understand what do you mean by user defined functions. Now our focus in the rest of the class will be on this, that is user defined functions. ఎందుకు? ఇందాక మనం చెప్పుకున్నాం కాబట్టి ఏమి టూ అడ్వాంటేజెస్. ఏం అడ్వాంటేజెస్? మాడ్యులారిటీ. మాడ్యులారిటీ అంటే ఏంటి? ముక్కలు ముక్కలు చేసి రాస్తే ఈజీగా అవుతుంది. సెకండ్ది ఏంటి? కోడ్ రీయూజబిలిటీ. రీయూజబిలిటీ అంటే ఏంటి? ఒకటే ప్రాసెస్ని మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్ నేను చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది కాబట్టి దానికి కూడా ఫంక్షన్స్ అవుతాయి. అవి నువ్వు మరి డెమాన్స్ట్రేట్ చేయి అని చెప్పి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అడుగుతాడు. ఓకే, సో I think somebody's microphone is, yeah, fine. It's okay. Yeah. So the second one is user defined functions. So therefore now let us clearly understand how to write user defined functions. Okay, so in order to write user defined functions, కొంతమంది ఎవరిదో మైక్రోఫోన్ ఆన్లోనే ఉంది చూడండి. కొంచెం బ్యాక్ సౌండ్ వస్తుంది. సంధ్య మైక్రోఫోన్ ఆఫ్ 1 or 2. ఓకేనండి. ఓకే, సో ఎక్కడున్నా మనం ఇప్పుడు యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ చెప్పాలి, అంతే కదా? సో యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ అంటే that means user defined function means you as a coder need to understand how to write a function. Okay, so a user defined function will have 3 things. Now I am entering into user defined functions, right? So user defined functions lo 3 things untai. First point enti? Function declaration. Okay, first is function declaration. Function declaration, which is also called as function signature. Function declaration or function signature. Okay, function declaration or function signature. That is. Second is called as function calling. Function calling. and third is called as function definition. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే we will write a function to find the biggest of given 3 numbers. దానిలో ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయనేది చెప్పాలి. అందరికీ వచ్చా ఇది? మీకు వస్తే నేను ఇది రిపీట్ చేయను. థర్డ్ ఈజ్ ఫంక్షన్ definition. If you are asked to write
Yes, sir.
If you are asked to write any user defined function will have these 3 things. ఒక ఫంక్షన్ రాయమని చెప్పి క్వశ్చన్ అడిగితే ఈ 3 కంపల్సరీగా రాయాలి ఉంటాయి. But 2 marks questions normally are asked either to write the function declaration or function signature or function
కనపడట్లేదు.
ఏంటండి?
స్క్రీన్ కనపడట్లేదు.
స్క్రీన్ కనబడట్లేదు కదా?
డార్క్.
ఏమా మిగతా వాళ్ళకి కనబడుతుందా?
సార్. Yes, sir.
నువ్వు చూడు విఘ్నేష్ అబ్బాయి పేరేంటి? సాత్విక్ 78 25 ఎస్ అంటూ.
Yes, sir, I am able to see.
చూడు దినేష్
కనపడుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు కనపడుతుంది.
కనబడుతుందా? ఏదో నెట్వర్కింగ్ ఇష్యూ ఉన్నట్టు చూడు. Okay, so when you are asked to implement a function, you have to focus on these 3 things. Now what we will do is, ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయమనంటే ఆ ఫంక్షన్లో కోడ్లో ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ అంటే ఏంది, దాన్నే ఫంక్షన్ సిగ్నేచర్ అంటారు. సెకండ్ది ఫంక్షన్ కాలింగ్ ఆర్ ఫంక్షన్ ఇన్వోకేషన్. ఫంక్షన్ కాలింగ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఇన్వోకింగ్ ఏ ఫంక్షన్. ఇన్వోకింగ్ అంటే పిలుస్తున్నాం లేకపోతే యూజ్ చేసుకుంటాం. దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఫంక్షన్ ఇన్వోకింగ్ ఆర్ ఫంక్షన్ కాలింగ్. అండ్ థర్డ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్. Okay, so what we will do is, I'll write a requirement. For example, there are 3 variables. Let us say you have A, B and C. I'm not going to demonstrate code reusability, code modularity గురించి మాట్లాడట్లేదు. ఓకే, తర్వాత చూసుకుందాం. రియల్ వరల్డ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్లో వస్తాయి. కానీ ఒక యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ ఫంక్షన్ని రాయాలంటే ఈ త్రీ పార్ట్స్ ఉండాలని చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా. So all these 3 parts in the code, if given a requirement that you are asked to find the biggest of given 3 numbers using a function, అంటే ఆ ఫంక్షన్ డిక్లరేషన్ అంటే ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది, ఫంక్షన్ కాల్ అనేది ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది, ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ అనేది ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది అనేది చూద్దాం. ఓకే, so we are starting with one example and the same rule will be applicable to the entire examples, all other examples. Now what do you mean by there is another very important aspect in function call. In programming C, function calls are of 2 types. మనకు C++ లో అయితే 3 types వస్తాయి. What are they? One is called as call by value. What is the second one? Second one is call by reference. C++ లో కాల్ బై రెఫరెన్స్ పారామీటర్స్ అండ్ కాల్ బై అడ్రస్. మనం ఇక్కడ కాల్ బై రెఫరెన్స్ సిలో చదివేది, కాల్ బై అడ్రస్ C++లో చదివేది 2 ఒకటే. ఓకే, అక్కడ మనం పాయింటర్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఓవరాల్గా అర్థమైంది కదా ఇప్పుడు ఫంక్షన్స్? మాట్లాడండి అమ్మా, మాట్లాడండి. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? సో ఇప్పుడు now what we will do is, we will use the concept of function and I will show you the lines which are called as function definition, function signature or function calling. Where are the function calls and where is the function definition? Function signature ne function declaration antam. Function declaration is different, function definition is different. Okay, so shall I start sharing the web page? Maybe I'm going too slow. If you know the answer, you tell me, I'll skip. మీకు ఇది లేదు క్లియర్గా అర్థమవుతుంది అంటే ఐ ప్రొసీడ్, అదర్వైజ్ ఐ గో టు ది అదర్ టాపిక్. యు నో హౌ టు డూ దిస్? You know how to do this? This three things. ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్, ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఇవ్వగానే ఫంక్షన్ డెఫినేషన్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, ఫంక్షన్ డిక్లరేషన్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, ఫంక్షన్ కాల్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది అనేది చెప్పగలుగుతారా మీరు? You know, or you want me to take the example of this?
ఒకటి చెప్పండి సార్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్.
Okay. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take up the Chrome. What is that? Is Chrome is visible? Is Chrome is visible?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now what we will do is, can somebody respond whether the system is visible?
ఎస్ సార్ విజిబుల్.
Okay. Dinesh, కనబడుతుందా?
ఎస్ సార్.
Okay. Demonstrate the concept of function. ఏం ఫంక్షన్ ఇది? యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ ఫంక్షన్. User defined function to find the biggest of given three numbers. Okay. Okay. Can you please come in? Is my screen is visible?
ఎస్ సార్. ఎస్ సార్.
Okay. So okay. So what is this? I have to understand user defined function. Okay. So first is you write hash include stdio.h. Now, as I said, your function will have three things. First point is you have to write the function declaration. So let us take a function name. Function name, let us assume your function name is getBig. Okay. Then what you are passing inside the function, they are called as list of arguments. Now here, how many list of arguments are required? How many list of arguments are required? You have to find the biggest of given three numbers. So you need total 3 list of arguments. Okay. So you have to identify the data type. So in the problem, what data type he is expecting, since he has not defined about a specific data type, assume that it is integer. So that means you will get 3 list of arguments. You will get 3 list of arguments followed by semicolon. And what will be the return type when you find the biggest of given 3 numbers? The answer is also is a number. So that number is of what data type? It is also a integer data type. Now in this, if you are asked to write the function general syntax, write the syntax of declaring a user defined function. And what is the syntax? I'm writing here. Okay. The syntax is return data type. Okay, so followed by return data type, your function name, followed by list of arguments data types, or you can write data type 1, data type 2, and so on, followed by semicolon. What is this? This is a general syntax of writing a function declaration. This I am putting in comment. Arthamainda? What is this? This is called as, this is function declaration or function signature. This is the first one. Is it clear? Where to write the function declaration? Outside of the main. Outside of the main you have to write. Okay. Now let us start writing the main. ఏంటండి అర్థమవుతుందా? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us start writing main. Requirement ఏంటి? 3 numbers తీసుకోవాలి, దానిలో biggest ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. So let us ask the user to enter /n, enter 3 numbers. Okay, now read it. Scanf %d, %d, comma, address of A, address of B, and address of C. 3 numbers వచ్చేసాయి కదా. Okay, now I want big. I want to use this function get big. ఎవరిని పంపించాలి? ఏని పంపించాలి, బిని పంపించాలి, సిని పంపించాలి, వాల్యూస్ని పంపించాలి. లైన్ నెంబర్ 14లో నాకు ఆ వాల్యూస్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తాడు యూజర్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తాడు కాబట్టి బిగ్ అనేది నేను ఆ ఫంక్షన్ ద్వారా కనుక్కుంటాను. సో వన్స్ ఐ నో ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ బిగ్, దెన్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు డిస్ప్లే దట్, saying that the biggest element is %d, big. అంతే. This is the program. So దీనిలో ఇదేంటి? లైన్ నెంబర్ 15 is what? This is called as function you are calling, function calling or function invocation. You are invoking a function. Okay, and what type of calling method it is? You are passing the values. So this is call by value. Okay, now this is the first one, which is function declaration or function signature, and this is the third one where you are using the function, that is called as function calling. In this is an example of call by value. Now I want function definition. So normally function definitions alone are asked for 2 marks. Are you following? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
So function
Yes, sir.
So function definition means you have to rewrite the entire function signature as it is, the additional list of variables. These list of variables that you are using in function definition are called as formal variables. Int x, int y, int z. Okay, why they are called as formal variables? X, y, z is meaningless in main. Okay, because from main, who is x, y, z in main? He doesn't know. In main, he doesn't know. What does main is doing? Main is sending 3 values. Those 3 values are being stored by whose names? A, B, C. So the variables, this is the variables that you are using in main to pass into a function called actual variables. These are called as actual variables. And the variables that you are using as a part of your function definition are called as formal variables. Very, very important. What is the difference between actual variables and formal variables? Formal variables we will use like a formality sake in order to complete the logic of your declared function. Okay. Now what is the logic? I want to find the biggest of given three numbers. Now let me use a conditional operator. So I need answer. Okay. So what I'll do is answer is equal to, I'll check whether x is greater than or equal to y. If it is true, I'm using a conditional operator. Okay. X is greater than or equal to y true అయితే మళ్ళీ x is greater than or equal to z also true, then x is the answer. Otherwise x is greater than y అనేది true, but z is greater than x కాబట్టి z. Okay. Next ఇక్కడికి వస్తాం. Okay, so this means y is greater than x. Now I'll compare in between y and z. If y is greater than or equal to z, is greater than or equal to z, the biggest value is y, otherwise the biggest value is z. And finally, what I have to use? I have to use the keyword return in order to return the answer. Please respond. Are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how you are splitting. This is how you are splitting this entire process of finding the biggest of given three numbers from main. Okay, and ఇక్కడ ఏదైనా ఎర్రర్ వస్తే నీకు ఇక్కడ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది కానీ బట్ యూ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ ఎ ప్రాబ్లమ్. ఐ మీన్ యూ విల్ గెట్ ఓవరాల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇన్ మెయిన్, బట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి వెరీ ఈజీ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ వేర్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇస్. This is our function. Now notice that here x, y and z, these are here x comma y comma z are called as formal variables, whereas a, b, c, these are called as, okay, so I'm putting it in bracket, a, b, c are actual variables. Okay. Now let us execute the program. That's it. These 3 points you have to remember. Okay, what is this? Connection server is lost. Is my voice is audible? Can somebody respond?
సార్
Yes, sir.
ఆడిబుల్
Okay. Fine. So enter the three numbers. See, enter the three numbers. Now let us say I am entering 3, 1, 2. Biggest is 3. Biggest is 3. Let me again compile. Let me compile with second number as big. That means 2, 3, 1. Second number is big. Next, last number as big. I will enter 1, 2, 3. Last number as big. Okay. So this is how a programmer can write programmer defined or user defined function. This is, we have defined our own function. What is the rule of defining a function name is same as the rule of defining a variable. You can't have a repetitive, you can't use a keyword, you can't start with a number. Okay, so all those things will be common. Understood? Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి ఇప్పుడు. User defined function, if I am asking you to write, you have to write the three things. One is function declaration, second is function definition, third is function calling. Both in C as well as in C++, no difference. Only thing is you use printf scanf here and you use the objects seen and cout in C++. Okay, so am I clear? Anybody need any further clarity? Now what I'll do is in the same program, now listen the question once again. Vitunara, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my next extended question is, you have written a function to find the biggest of a given number. Now allow the user to enter as many number of times as the user is willing to find the biggest number until the user is willing to terminate. ఇది ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇందాక చెప్పింది స్టాండర్డ్గా you will get this as a standard 5 marks question or 4 marks question in part B of 12B. Okay, so let me again repeat. We have written a function for finding the biggest of given 3 numbers, but your program is executing only for one set of numbers. Yes or no? Now, yes or no? Matladandi.
Yes, sir.
Now I want the user వాళ్ళకి ఇష్టం వచ్చినంత వరకు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తూనే ఉండాలి unless user is willing to terminate. So you repeat accepting the numbers as many number of times as possible until the user is willing to exit. అంటే ఏం చేస్తారు? So what we will do is we have to write a loop now. Okay, every time you have to ask the user. అర్థం కాలేదా? I'm adding the second question in second line. Allow the user to repeat as many number of times as possible, or as many number of times until user is willing to exit. Now I am adding the extra logic for achieving the second one. So what I will do is, I will do this. Do while loop ఉంది కదా? Okay. So first I am asking first time. Do while means always exit controlled loop kada? Please talk to me. Are you following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So do while means it is exit controlled loop. వాడు ఒకసారి అంటాడు, 2 సార్లు అంటాడు, అసలు అనడు, వాని ఇష్టం. ఫస్ట్ ఏం చేయాలి? లోపల దూరిపోతావు డూ అంటే కండిషన్ ఏం లేకుండా. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ నువ్వు అడుగుతున్నావు, 3 నెంబర్లు అడుగుతున్నావు, తీసుకున్నావు. ఆ 3 నెంబర్లో బిగ్గెస్ట్ ఏదో డిస్ప్లే చేసేసినావు. చేసిన తర్వాత నువ్వు ఇంకా రిపీట్ చేయాలనా కాదా అనేది ఇక్కడ అడగల, అంతే కదా? అవుట్ కాదు కదా, ప్రింట్ అవుట్. సో ప్రింట్ఎఫ్ డూ యూ వాంట్ టు రిపీట్ or press any key to repeat, or press -1 to terminate. బిగ్ అనేది డిస్ప్లే చేసేసావు ఇక్కడ. డిస్ప్లే చేసిన తర్వాత then you are asking the user this statement. అడిగిన తర్వాత నువ్వు రీడ్ చేయాలి కదా. సో scanf, this is also an integer, %d, address of choice డిక్లేర్ చేసుకో. ఓకే, now he can enter anything. If choice is not equal to -1, then you redo this. అయిపోయింది. Are you following? choice is not equal to -1, then you are asking again to enter the 3 numbers. Are you following? Yes or no? Usha, yes or no? Are you following?
Sir. Yes,
Okay. So now let me execute this.
sir.
Voice break అవుతుందమ్మా ఇది. Okay. So let us enter 3 numbers. 2, 3, 1. Press any key to continue. నేను ఎంటర్ ప్రెస్ చేశాను. ఎంటర్ ప్రెస్ చేస్తే తీసుకోడు. అక్కడ %d because he wants anything to be
Sir.
I think some noise is there. Anybody has any doubts? Are you following? Let me again execute this. Okay. Yes, Monish, is my screen is visible and my voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me enter 10, 40, 30, 40. Press any key to continue. Okay, because you are using %d, you have to enter only digit number here. Again, enter any 3 numbers. Let us say -3, -8, minus -2. We will get biggest as -2. Okay. So again if I press, let us say 4. Now let us say 50, 20, 40. Again biggest is 50. So as many times as you want, you can now enter unless user enters -1. Now once user enters -1, you are terminated. Okay. Did you understood? Have you followed?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now next is recursion. దానికన్నా ముందు కాల్ బై వాల్యూ, కాల్ బై రెఫరెన్స్. దీనికి మళ్ళీ పాయింటర్ కావాలి. కాల్ బై రెఫరెన్స్ అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ ది పాయింటర్ అండ్ కన్సిడర్ ది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ swapping the 2 numbers. Call by value, your value will not be whatever changes you are doing in the formal variables using the function definition will not be getting reflected back in main, but whereas in call by reference you will get a change. So I'm not discussing this. Go through that. If you need repetition of this, remind me or get back to me in the next class. Call by value and call by reference, very important concept. We have spent almost 1 hour in the class. Go through the class notes, and I have also given the memory and why call by reference will make the changes we have discussed. Okay. Now let us understand question number 4 and 5, recursion. Okay. And also see on question number 8. Okay, so you have inter-process communication or inter-function communication. What we have done in this program is nothing but inter-function communication. Why? Because main is a main function. This is main application function. Okay, so this is your own another sub function. Okay, so at line number 26, you are leaving main and you are entering into line number 10 because you are finding the biggest of given 3 numbers. Okay. Yes or no? Line number 26, once the user has entered some 3 numbers, you are entering into line number 10. So this is where you use stack. Then it executes the code which is there in this function. Again it comes back. Yes or no? Please talk to me. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This process is called as inter-function communication or inter-process communication. Inter-process communication, and this is also called as context switching.
Yes, sir.
This is also called as context switching. Context switch. Okay, so in the process of context switching, you are using the system stack. You are using the system stack. That means the address of the next instruction where it has to return properly, which is line number 27, that address will be pushed onto the top of the stack, and then it goes here and it will start executing. And once your function sees this closing brace, then it fetches the address from your stack using pop, and then it starts continuation of the rest of the other logic which is pending in main. This process is called context switching or inter-process communication. Okay, now let us spend some time on recursion. Have you understood? Have you understood?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
now I want the definition of recursion, and also I want you to print the numbers from 1 to 10 using recursion. Now I'm going to delete all this. Okay. So what is recursion? And print the numbers from 1 to 10 using recursion. Okay, so what is recursion? Recursion is said to be, or first of all, recursion is a concept which is associated with functions. That is point number 1. Point number 2, in the function definition, you have 3 things: function declaration undi, function calling undi, function definition undi. So in function definition, if you are calling the same function again, that function is said to be recursive. Okay, so in the function definition, if we are writing a logic such that we are calling the same function once again, then it is said to be recursive. Okay, please respond. Are you following? Hash include stdio.h. Now my function name is, let us say, void display. Void display, I have to take integer. What is this? This is function declaration or function signature. Next, I'll write main. In main, I will call display of 10. What is this? This is function calling. Now I need function definition. So void display of int, take a formal int, let us say int n. Okay. So now I need to print printf %d, n. ఇక్కడ n అనేది ఎంత వస్తుంది? ఫస్ట్ 10 వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ n is, tell me the logic. That means you need the numbers from 1 to 10. To 10 కావాలి కాబట్టి ఫస్ట్ you have to decrement the number. Okay, and if n is double equal to 0, then you have to return. Did I lose the connection? Can somebody ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? వెళ్ళిపోయారు అందరూ?
Yes, sir.
ఉన్నాం సార్.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Display of 10, you are entering with 10. First 10 is equal to 0, correct? కాదు కదా కదా కాదు కదా చెప్పండి. 10 is equal to 0, is it correct or
Wrong.
Wrong, sir.
So therefore
Wrong.
display of n minus minus, that means you are calling display of 9. మళ్ళీ 9 తో ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నాం. మళ్ళీ అనేది 0 కాదు, మళ్ళీ 8. కానీ ఇక్కడ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు n వాల్యూ ఎంత? 10 కదా. When it is entering, the value of n is 10, and when you are checking the condition inside the function in line number 9, okay, that condition is false, and he is going to call display of 9 now, but 10 అనేది ఇంకా ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలి కదా. వాడు ప్రింట్ చేయక ముందే ఇంకొకటి కాల్ చేస్తాడు, అంటే ప్రింట్ చేయాల్సిన జాబ్ ఇంకా పెండింగ్ ఉంది. సో డిస్ప్లే ఆఫ్ 9కి వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ వాడు 0నా కాదు కదా. ఓకే, మళ్ళీ డిస్ప్లే ఆఫ్ 8కి వెళ్తాడు, కానీ 9 ప్రింట్ చేయాలి, అది ఇంకా పెండింగ్ ఉంది. 10 ప్రింట్ చేయాలి, అది కూడా పెండింగ్ ఉంది. 9 ప్రింట్ చేయాలి, అది కూడా పెండింగ్ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ డిస్ప్లే ఆఫ్ 8 కాల్ చేస్తాడు. 8 కాల్ చేసినప్పుడు డిస్ప్లే ఆఫ్ 8 కాల్ చేసినప్పుడు మళ్ళీ డిస్ప్లే ఆఫ్ 7కి వెళ్తాడు, కానీ 8 అనేది కూడా ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలి. ఆ ప్రింటింగ్ చేయాల్సినంత ఉంది, పెండింగ్ ఉంది. అది అట్లే వెనక్కి వచ్చి n ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 అయినప్పుడు, ఓకే, 1 అయినప్పుడు 1 ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అనేది కూడా ఫాల్సే. కాబట్టి డిస్ప్లే ఆఫ్ 0 కాల్ చేస్తాడు. డిస్ప్లే ఆఫ్ 0 కాల్ చేసి 1 ప్రింట్ చేసేది కూడా పెండింగ్లో ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ రిటర్న్ వస్తాడు. రిటర్న్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ఏమొచ్చింది? n ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 ఉన్నప్పుడు రిటర్న్ గమనం వచ్చేసాడు, వాడు ఏం ప్రింట్ చేయట్లేదు. ఇప్పుడు ఏం ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది? 1 ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ 2 ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది, 3 ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది, బ్యాక్ లాస్ట్లో 10 ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. దాని తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మెయిన్కి ఇచ్చేస్తాం. సెగ్మెంట్ ఫాల్ట్. ఓకే, n మైనస్ కాకుండా ఇక్కడ ప్రెసిడెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేటర్స్ n-1 అని. ఓకే, సో 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. సింపుల్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, రికర్సివ్ ఫంక్షన్లో ఫంక్షన్ తర్వాత ఉంటే నీకు నంబర్స్ కరెక్ట్గా వస్తుంది. ఇది వచ్చేసి నువ్వు ఫంక్షన్ ముందు పెట్టావనుకో రివర్స్లో వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ పెట్టావనుకో ఫస్ట్ ప్రింట్ చేసేసి తర్వాత కాల్ చేస్తావు కదా, కాబట్టి అప్పుడు రివర్స్లో వస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు 10 నుండి 1 దాకా వస్తుంది. नहीं माँ काम है,
सुनाता नहीं
क्लास है माँ,
मुझे सुनाता नहीं है।
मुझे सुनाता ना है, 10 मिनट ठहर जाओ. अच्छा, yeah, okay, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, here there is a problem from my side. I don't have a proper speaker, but you can give responses. Okay, so is the recursion based printing the numbers from 1 to 10 and 10 to 1 is clear?
Clear, sir.
Now assume that you are asked to print the factorial of a given number. Assume that you are asked to print the factorial of a given number. Before that, make sure that everybody have dropped your roll numbers. Yeah, I think today Srikar also has joined 115 from section B. Okay, drop your roll numbers in the chat box. Okay, so let us now discuss the factorial of a given number using recursion. Factorial of a given number using recursion. Okay, maybe let me write everything from the beginning. n factorial using recursion. Okay, so hash include stdio.h ఏంటి ఫ్యాక్టోరియల్ కాబట్టి int fact int formal. This is function declaration. Next, main. Next, n. One of the commonly done mistake is don't take a variable same name as that of the fact అనేది నువ్వు ఫంక్షన్ అనుకుంటున్నావు, నువ్వు మళ్ళీ ఫ్యాక్ట్ అనేది వేరియబుల్ డిక్లేర్ చేయవు, ఆన్సర్ అనుకో. ఓకే, ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్? ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so enter the number, enter n. Next, scanf %d comma address of n. Now I want answer using recursion. My function name is fact. I have to pass n. I have to get answer. Okay, and then I'll print saying that %d factorial is equal to %d. First %d is n, second %d is answer. Okay, main function is inte. Next is what? I know that we have to implement factorial of, let us say, x. Now x is formal. Okay, so what do you mean by x factorial? X factorial is nothing but x multiplied by x minus 1 factorial. Okay, so therefore you have to stop at which point. If x is less than or equal to 0, you need to return 1, else return సేమ్ ఈ ఫంక్షన్ ఇక్కడ సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసుకోండి. రిటర్న్ ఎక్స్ ఇంటూ ఇక్కడేమో ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ మైనస్ 1 అంతే, సెమికోలన్. ఎక్స్ ఇంటూ ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ మైనస్ 1, దట్స్ ఇట్. సో ది పాయింట్ ఈస్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఐడెంటిఫై what is the relation between f of n and f of n minus 1. And this function which you have written f of n with f of n minus 1 needs to be written appropriately in return with a function call. What is the function name? Factorial. What you are returning? You are returning x into fact of x minus 1. Okay, so let us execute this, and then I'll take up one example and I'll show you how this fellow is working. You understood? Are you following? Please respond.
Sir.
Okay, so let us write, let us say I want factorial of 5. 5 factorial is 120. ఇది ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుంది? This is working means how this fellow is working. Okay, so you are calling fact of 5. Fact of 5. Now when you are calling fact of 5 here, you are asking, or from here you are jumping. 1 minute, what happened? Yeah. From here you are jumping to here with the function fact of 5. I want fact of 5. ante kada? So x will become 5. Is 5 is less than or equal to 0? No. So you are returning 5 multiplied by, that means this fellow, 5 multiplied by fact of 5 minus 1. That means what? Fact of 5 minus 1 anta?
Four.
మాట్లాడండి అయ్యా బాబు. మాట్లాడకుండా గమ్మున కూర్చుంటే ఎట్లా మీరు
4 sir.
ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 4 మళ్ళీ ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 4 అంటే మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడికే వచ్చాడు అప్పుడు x వాల్యూ ఎంత అవుతుంది 4 అవుతుంది ఓకే సో అగైన్ 4 ఈజ్ లెస్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 నా కాదు మళ్ళీ ఏం చేస్తాడు వాడు ఇది మల్టిప్లైడ్ బై 4 మల్టిప్లైడ్ బై ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 3 fact of 3 okay now again he will be again entering with fact of 3 so that means this into 3
3
multiplied by fact of 2 fact of 2 next this multiplied by 2 into fact of 1 2 into fact of 1 but fact of 1 when x becomes 1 appudu kuda raadu then this again goes to 1 into fact of 0 1 into fact of 0 I don't have screen here so fact of 0 means when x becomes 0 then he is returning 1 అక్కడ నుండి మల్టిప్లై చేసుకుంటే వెనక్కి వస్తాడు 1 into 1 is 1 1 into 2 is 2 2 into 3 is 6 6 into 4 is 24 24 into 5 is 120 and then again he will go back to main okay clear one of the commonly
Yes, sir.
mistakes by the student is declaring a variable name same as that of the function name not acceptable declaring the variable name same as that of the function name declaring the variable name same as that of the function name that means here it is answer okay so that one mistake and second mistake is writing a loop when you are asked to write using recursion always remember in recursion you will not get loops except for Fibonacci లో nth term కనుక్కునేదానికి in order to find the nth term you use recursion but for n times you have to repeat so you use a loop but that loop will be in main that loop will not be in the function am I clear
Yes, sir.
okay now next is I want Fibonacci series up to n terms so here also I use fib okay right so what is the relation between the Fibonacci series in Fibonacci series my function which is f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2 kada so in Fibonacci series if x is less than or equal to 2 I'll return 1 else I'll substitute the same thing else return of fib of n minus 1 and fib of n minus 2 now I don't need answer here okay I want n terms of Fibonacci right so okay fine I'll take answer right now here I need a loop why I need a loop because I have to start from I is equal to 1 I have to run up to n terms including n terms and every time I need answer to find Fibonacci okay and then whatever is the number that I have to print here. So I'll write percentage 4D, comma answer. చూడండి అంతే, దిస్ ఇస్ ద ప్రోగ్రామ్.
Okay.
ఓకే, ఆర్ యూ ఫాలోయింగ్?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me now start executing this program. ఇది n is undeclared. Okay, n కాదు కదా, ఇక్కడ x రాయాలి. అక్కడ i అనేది డిక్లేర్ చేయలేదు. i has to be declared. Let us say I want 7 Fibonacci terms. No, తప్పు. అంటే ఎందుకు రావట్లేదు? నువ్వు ఐని పంపించాలి, ఎన్ కాదు. ఇక్కడ ఐని పంపించాలి. ఫిబ్ ఆఫ్ ఐ, ఫస్ట్ ఫిబొనాకీ టర్మ్, సెకండ్ ఫిబొనాకీ టర్మ్, థర్డ్ ఫిబొనాకీ టర్మ్, అవి కదా ప్రింట్ చేయాల్సి. సో 5 తీసుకుంటే 1 1 2 3 5. Similarly, if I execute for let us say 15 terms, 1 1 2 3 3 3 3 తర్వాత 5 5 plus 3 8 8 plus 5 13 21. కరెక్ట్ కదా?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is about how to write a recursive logic for Fibonacci. Similarly, assume that you are asked to find GCD. Assume that you are asked to find GCD using recursion. GCD of given two numbers, let us say a comma b. Greatest common divisor, GCD and LCM also. Okay, so nu GCD తీసుకుంటే LCM ఈజీగా వచ్చేస్తుంది. GCD take two numbers, int a comma int b. సో ఇక్కడ int a comma int b అనుకుందాం. అంటే GCD. Okay, so using recursion means if a is equal to b, then your answer is a. Okay, right? So if a is greater than b, then you have to change a as a minus b, right? If b is greater than a, then you have to change b as b minus a. This you keep at the first, and every iteration you return GCD of a comma b, but this function has to be returned. Okay, that means this is if a is greater than b, then return a place lo a minus b, b place lo b అలానే ఉంటుంది. So here you return and GCD of A comma B minus A. Okay, so let us execute this. GCD. Enter two numbers. Enter X comma Y comma let us say GCD G, then LCM L. Okay, L. Enter two numbers. Enter any two natural numbers. Okay. Enter any two natural numbers. Scanf percentage D, address of X, address of Y. Now I need the GCD first. So that is G is equal to GCD or get GCD. I think I have used GCD. To pass X comma Y, you will get the GCD. So printf GCD is equal to percentage D comma G. Then what is LCM? LCM is equal to product of two numbers divided by GCD. Kada? Product of two numbers is nothing but X into Y divided by G. Therefore printf LCM is equal to percentage D comma L. That's it. So let me repeat. Look from the program. So hash include stdio.h, then this is the prototype GCD. Then go to main. You are asking the user to enter the two numbers. Those two numbers are X and Y. Then you are calling GCD of X comma Y. Okay. Now here using recursion, as long as both A and B are same, you are iterating such that if A is greater than B, you are changing A. B is greater than A, you are changing B. Simple. Just అలానే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. A is greater than B, you are changing A. B is greater than A, you are changing B. Otherwise, you are either returning A or B because both are same. Same number is your GCD. Okay. Example తీసుకోండి. Example వచ్చేసి for example you have let us say what give me some example. Give any two numbers. Let us say you have 10 and 15. దీనికి GCD ఎంత? 10 కి 15 కి గ్రేటెస్ట్ కామన్ డివిజన్ 5 కదా? అవునా కదా? ఉన్నారా? వింటున్నారా?
Sir, yes, sir.
GCD 10 కి 5 15 కి GCD ఎంత? 5 కదా?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So here you are entering into this with 10 and 15. Okay. Now is 10 is equal to 15? No. Is 10 is greater than 15? No. Is 15 is greater than 10? Yes. So what will be A? A is 10 only. What will be B? You are changing B with B minus A. What is B minus A? 5. Okay. You are calling the same function again, GCD. With what values? A becomes 10 and B becomes 5. Una kada? B becomes 5. Now is 10 is double equal to 5, is it true? No. Is 10 is greater than 5? Yes. So you are now changing A. What will be the value of A? 10 minus 5. What it is? 5 comma 5. So this will be 5 comma 5. Now here both are same. When both are same, you are saying that your answer is 5. అర్థమైందా? So
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me execute this. So enter any two numbers. Let us say 10 and then 15. GCD is 5. ఇక్కడ దాకే GCD is 5. దాని తర్వాత LCM వచ్చేసి 30. Why 10 into 15 divided by 5. చూడండి 10కి 15కి LCM వచ్చి 30 వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? Okay. So these are some of the important questions. And let me go back to the slide. I think we are still pending with the arrays. I'll put forward these 4 slides. Okay, go through this. And there are focused questions in Unit 3. Are you able to listen my voice? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so to the maximum extent, I tried to cover or re-explain the concepts of functions, and these are standard questions which are definitely you will get it in arrays. Okay, one is define an array. How do you declare a 1D array or 2D array? Explain how the elements are stored. Then sorting. Then searching. Slide visible? The slide is visible?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So explain how an array is passed. This is very important. Fourth is chala important. So probably in the next class, I will discuss this fourth one. And other things you do. Bubble sort మనం నేర్చుకున్నాం కదా. Bubble sort,
Yes, sir. Yes.
లీనియర్ సెర్చ్, బైనరీ సెర్చ్, ఇవన్నీ చేసుకోండి. ఇదొకటి డిస్కస్ చేస్తాం మనం మళ్ళీ రేపు.
Okay, sir.
ఓకే. అండ్ రైట్ ఎ ఫంక్షన్ టు యాక్సెప్ట్ ఎన్ అరే ఆఫ్ ఎన్ ఎలిమెంట్స్. అండ్ ఇదంతా దీనిలోనే వచ్చేస్తుంది 4th లో. అండ్ ఫైండ్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ కానీ, ఫైండ్ ద సెకండ్ స్మాలెస్ట్, ఫైండ్ ద యావరేజ్, ఏమన్నా అడగచ్చు వాడు. ఫైండ్ హౌ మెనీ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ విచ్ ఆర్ ఈవెన్, find how many elements are there which are multiples of 7. Anything can be asked. Okay, so I think I have taken time, so let me stop here. And I think if this lecture you want me to share, I can share if you want.
Share in YouTube, sir. Upload the video in YouTube.
Okay, I'll put it in YouTube and then I'll share to you so that you can know the concepts once again. Okay, and these important questions what I have highlighted, make ensure that you are studying well. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So I'm stopping the recording, and then I'm stopping